Good day, mates. We are the Outset. I'm Ish.
I'm Meet.
And I'm Nitin. Nice to meet you guys.
Hi, guys. Welcome to
What's up,
the best
boys?
roundup show of Singapore. And if you guys are wondering where the other hosts are, Maddie and Haikal, they're actually in Japan right now, having a lot of fun and away from football, which is good for both of them because United and Liverpool sucks right now.
Maddie ran away.
I think we can say that about a lot of teams in the league this season. Only Arsenal and maybe Chelsea fans are a bit happy these days.
Yeah.
All right, guys, if you
No,
guys
but
haven't subscribed yet, okay, we'll give you 10 seconds to subscribe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 6. Okay, thank you, guys. Okay, please do subscribe and like. It will help us a lot. At the end of the day, we do this for you guys. And as you can see, all of us, all of us literally just finished our meeting, and we are doing this just to make sure that you guys can have a listen to us. And today we have on a met time constraint, so we're gonna jump right into the games. Okay, first game, boys. Which one should we cover? Huh?
it has to be the North London derby lah.
I think we
Has to
should call
be
it the
lah.
North London Massacre.
I think I'll let Nitin go first lah for this one.
Okay. First and foremost, the result was 4-1. Arsenal thoroughly deserved the victory. It's not much to say on that. And I thought Arsenal performed superbly, and we were the total opposite. We didn't even bring any fight, any form of determination to the game. We were outfought. Arsenal just showed that their levels ahead of us currently. It's something that all Spurs fans would have known. But still, the manner of the loss always hurts. The team that we put out should have been good enough to not lose 4-1, I feel. The lack of chances created, the lack of fight in the first half, even how he scored was a total, I won't say fluke, it's an absolutely amazing finish by Richarlison. Palhinha steals the ball off Zubimendi. Richarlison goes for an outrageous chip, gets it. But other than that, what did we create, man? We didn't create anything. So it's back to the same old story for Spurs where we can compete against teams that are sort of on our level. But as soon as you come up against a big boy like an Arsenal or Chelsea, we've got PSG later at 4 a.m. We just can't get close to these teams and we can't create anything. So it's a very worrying time to be a Spurs fan. But credit to Arsenal. They were fantastic. Eze was on fire. Hand to heart, I have to say he was always my dream camp target. He's been my dream camp target for about 2 years now. So to see him have his breakthrough game against us hurts. But I know I've seen a lot of interviews of the guy. I know he's a good guy off the pitch as well. He's not an asshole kind of player. So happy to see him do well. Just it hurts that it was against us. Especially considering that whole long drawn out transfer saga we had. We had a week to get it done. We didn't get it done. Arsenal had an injury to Havertz and they sealed the deal within 2 days. So that's my thoughts on the game at least. Over to you, mate.
Yeah, bro. Actually quite weird lah because the Tottenham fans that I know of, they all has a bit of fiery ones lah. They go missing and then they give me the banter. But Nitin is one of those nice first guys. So he was like during the game telling me, bro, nice shot, good and everything. It felt so like wow, like finally I meet a Spurs fan who's nice. And I was telling my Arsenal group, you guys, I met this guy. This Spurs fan is a damn nice guy lah, bro. And everything. So yeah, anyway, with regards to the analysis, I think he was spot on. I think there is a gulf in terms of the quality between the two squads. As for Arsenal, also we have to remember that Arteta is into his sixth year or fifth to sixth year, so definitely there's going to be a bit of a gulf. The amount of money spent is also significant, and we saw it on Sunday. The only thing I felt was that I felt Spurs lacked fight and grit. That's something you could have brought to the table because quality wise, if you're lacking, I understand, but fight and grit. And surprisingly, the only person who sort of made me feel it was a North London derby was actually Richarlison. He
Mhm.
was like really going for it. I mean, that's the kind of things we grew up with, right? For North London derby. So I felt the Spurs really lacked fight, really lacked courage, and it kind of corresponded to the result. Um, the XG for Spurs was extremely low. Same thing as against Chelsea. I think was 0.05. Very, very low. No chances created. And everything. So it's a bit of a worrying situation because can you say that Spurs have got a squad worse off than Crystal Palace? Maybe. But a squad worse off than teams like Wolves, Brentford? No. So I think there's a lot of handbrake that Thomas Frank has put on for the Spurs squad because I truly believe that there's more ways to express themselves, especially in the attacking output. Especially in the attack, they can definitely express themselves better. So this for Spurs. For Arsenal, I think that it has to be one game at a time, and you just got to keep rolling. That's about it. You have to really just keep winning and winning and winning, and they've been doing it. So I've got to give them credit. I want to just shout out Trossard, Trossard, because he reminds me a lot of Freddie Lundberg.
Mhm.
Freddie Lundberg won't be the first person that comes up to your mind when you talk about the Invincibles or you talk about the golden era, but he was a very, very integral part of the squad. And he scored a lot of goals that actually were that brought us to where we are. So I want to shout out Trossard. Other than that, everyone did well and very convincing victory. And also the last point is about Eze. I remember the whole Eze saga. The night I told my wife before I went to sleep, it's damn sad because I want Eze and I have every day I check Twitter for Eze and I know I wasn't going to get Eze because Fabrizio and Ornstein both had said that Spurs were very, very close already. So I remember telling my wife at 12 midnight, telling her that, I don't think we're going to get Eze. And she was like, who's Eze? And then I said, he's a very, very good player. He's got the winning FA Cup final goal for Crystal Palace and everything. And he'll be a dream move, for us. So I went to sleep. When I woke up in the morning and I saw, right, the news that David Ornstein posted because he posted I think at about 2:30 a.m. Singapore time.
Yeah.
That's when it broke. The night before, I knew that Havertz was injured. I knew that there was no clue about Eze coming to Arsenal. I know Arsenal were in talks with Eze for a long, long time, but for some reason they didn't want to actually pull the trigger. And Spurs, after missing out on Morgan Gibbs White, having James Maddison injury, I thought it's a no-brainer. So the next morning when I woke up and I found out that we made a move for Eze. I just shouted. I literally shouted. It was 6:10 a.m. And I shouted. My wife was like, "What happened? What happened?" I said, "We got Eze. We got Eze." I messaged my dad. I messaged my very close Arsenal group. I shouted in my room, bro. That day I had a spring in my step, and now game week 12. I told myself, well, this was why I had a spring in my step because I know what Eze is and he kind of proved it. Like he was the difference. So yeah.
So exactly like you, I had the same reaction at 6 a.m.
But the other
Same
way
time,
around.
bro. I also saw the news at 6 a.m. And I telling you, the heartbreak that I felt, right, bro. It was next level shit, man. That's why I always tell people out there, if you want to feel pain, be a Spurs fan. And then you will understand what pain truly means because that really hurt. I think the last time a transfer hurt me as bad was when we were close to getting Dybala under Pochettino. And in that same year, Pochettino lost his job. It's again a case of our board not giving the manager his top target. And we've paid the price. And and this time it hurts even more because he's right next door, shining.
But boys, like I
Yeah.
feel like the whole game, right? Like I feel for Spurs, right? The midfield and the defense and the attack super disjointed lah. Like there's no progression. In terms of like from the back, right? I think the players like Palinia and the
Bentancur.
Bentancur, right? They cannot break the line with the passes and all, right? And the whole
Very
attack
poor.
breaks down. Basically, they're just like stuck in the back. I feel like the sideways passing and all these kind of things. But other than that, like Arsenal well deserved victory, like that day actually I kind of went to sleep early, tried, but couldn't because I had to wake up very early the next day and I ended up watching the game. Yeah, man. And at one point, Nitin was texting in the groups like, 0xg, here we go. Like, like,
Yeah,
and I
it's the
can only
same.
imagine how you're feeling, man. Like, it's actually quite. But let me ask you, Nitin, like, do you think Thomas Frank deserves time in the club, or do you think if he were to lose, let's say, or if nothing changes up until January, would you guys be okay to let him go?
I think he needs time and funds. If we don't support him in terms of getting the targets that he requires, the kind of football that he wants to play, because we went through our due diligence this summer, I genuinely thought Frank was a good signing for a club like ours, where he punches above his weight a lot of the time, which is what we do as a club. To be honest, we can't spend the amounts that the other clubs are spending, so we've got to be creative in how we set things up. So I thought Frank was the guy to do it. Um, Started off relatively well with the Super Cup 2-2 against PSG, although we let that go in the last 10 minutes. But since then, it's been a slow and steady return to the team that finished 17 last season in the Premier League. So you can add players. We added a Kudus here, a Xavi Simmons there. Um, but it's not enough. Your core team is still the team that finished 17th in the Premier League last season. And like you mentioned in the game, I'm not a big fan of the Bentancur and Palhinha midfield pivot at all. Um, yeah, they can't break the lines. We're actually depending on Romero a lot, who's our captain and one of our best players. He's the one who has the ability to play those line breaking passes. And Arsenal knew that. On the day, Arsenal were well prepared for it. You could see whenever Romero got the ball, Arsenal was super tight with all our attackers, never gave us any space. So yeah, we're just becoming very predictable in that sense. But it's not on Frank. This is the exact same kind of performance I saw towards the end of last season as well. Very cowardly performances. They could step it up for games where it was a one-off game. So like the Europa League semi-final, for example, we'd be able to squeeze a result out here and there. But yeah, it's pretty much the same as when Postecoglou was in charge. So I'd give Frank some time. It's worth remembering that our chairman Daniel Levy left us this. Not left us. He got released at the end at the start of this season. So we've got a new kind of leadership team and everything. So I'm happy to give them some time to sort things out. But yeah, I don't think it's time for Frank to go. Nothing of that nature. I don't really like his press conferences. I have to be honest. Post match,
Who is
sometimes
Eze?
he's yes, no, that one okay. I watched that full interview. He wasn't being an asshole, to be honest. He was just just trying to be a bit cheeky. And then he went on to say
Yeah,
that as he's a great player and but he's playing for
yeah.
Arsenal, so I can't say anything. So it's not
Sorry
like
to
he's
step in.
yeah, no worries.
I just wanted to add on to this point of Nitin's. A lot of things they actually bait online by
Yeah,
actually taking things out of context. Actually, Thomas Frank praised Eze, but they
yeah,
took the first part of what he said, Eze who, which he was trying to create a light-hearted moment,
yeah.
and they blew it out of context. And this is what happens. But it's quite annoying to be honest, because people who don't know much just come to you and like, oh, Thomas Frank was talking bad about Eze, he deserves this. But deep down, when you know the full context, you're like, bro, he actually was speaking highly
Yeah,
about
that's
Eze.
why.
So yeah, sorry to cut in.
No,
Yeah,
no worries. Like I mentioned, Eze was our top target, and I'm sure Frank had multiple conversations with him, trying to convince him to come. I think he was convinced. The only thing that stopped him was he's a boyhood Arsenal fan, and his dream club came in for him. I mean, I can't hate on that. It sucks that his breakout performance is against us. But yeah, in a nutshell, just happy to give Frank and the team a bit more time. Just need to remember again, we've got lots of our key players out injured. Players who can make a big difference to our team. So yeah, just happy to keep the faith. I know this was going to be a tough transitional season. I don't think winning the Europa League has helped us at all with the Champions League football and Frank not getting enough time on the training pitch as well. But it is what it is. We've got to make the best of it, and I hope we can do that. Yeah.
So apparently the Eze hat trick was the first hat trick in 37 years in a North London
yeah,
derby.
yeah,
Insane, huh? All this while, I would have thought that someone would have scored a hat trick, but apparently he didn't,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
It's all written lah.
But honestly, like, well deserved to Arsenal. I think you guys are now at the top, like really at the favorite, like favorites really like at this point. Somehow City lost, right? So I guess like this kind of sets you guys up to. I mean, it gives you a good buffer at the end of the day, right? because without that buffer, we can get a squeaky bum time, they call it, right? But I think now you
Yeah,
guys are in like a very good space in terms of just all you have to do is don't lose. I think you all will make
yeah.
the league, right?
I think yeah, I mean I think you got it spot on. Like I put myself I gave the benchmark as I think 18th or 14th April we are going to Etihad. If we're going to go there expecting to win or avoid defeat, I think that's not good lah. We have to build a good buffer. But with respect to the title race being done, I don't think so lah, to be honest. The game can actually switch very, very fast. A few injuries and a few bad run of results. It can actually change. So I think for us, like what you said, just take one step at a time, just cross the bridges as they come, keep our players healthy, keep the momentum going, and we will be fine. Let's see where it takes us because, like what I said, the last time around against City, we won literally all our games from January to May. It still wasn't enough. So you just got to just keep grinding at it.
Alright, boys. The next game for Spurs is against Fulham. What's the prediction?
Oh, that's a must-win game for us, man. Like we've got PSG today. I wouldn't put too much priority on that game. We're gonna get hammered. Dembele is back also. So we're gonna get hammered today. But that Fulham game is a must-win, man. And Fulham's a tough side. They always come prepared. I'll go with. We need some positivity, man, especially at home. I'll go with a 2-1 win for Spurs, but I think it'll be close.
Mid?
I think there's going to be a reaction. There has to be a reaction, right? So, any of the injured fellas are coming back? No,
No, maybe
Madison's
Solanke. Madison's out for a long time. Maybe
yeah.
Kulusevski might be back in like a month, but yeah, everybody else still quite far away.
Yeah, and speaking about Kulusevski, when I was watching, Arsenal boys, the general consensus was, thank God he's not playing because he always tends to be a thorn in our when he plays against us. So yeah, but I'm going to go with 2-0 lah, Spurs 2-0. I think there's going to be a reaction, and Fulham are not doing so well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
hopefully.
go with a 3-1 Spurs because once they concede Fulham, right, they cannot stop conceding one. And I think this is the game that, Tottenham shows up. Definitely, there has to be the one game that they show up. I think
They
this is
have
it.
to lah, right?
Next game for Arsenal is Chelsea. So I want to hear from our Chelsea representative first. What do you think of this game? What do you think of this
See,
game?
what goes around comes around. It's going to be so tough, lah, bro. I'll be honest with you, Stamford Bridge is going to be. I'm going to go to the extent. If you give me a draw now, I'll take it. I honestly will take it. I want to maintain the 6-point buffer. I don't want it to become 3. So if you give me a draw now, I'll take it. But weird, so weird. Like you are doing well, you're on form, but yet you're feeling this way. I think that's a testament to how well Chelsea have been doing. They have been on a rich run of form and they have been on good form. They beat Barcelona 3-0 and everything. So I think it's going to be a very, very difficult game. It's going to come down to the midfield battle, Enzo and Caicedo against Rice and Zubimendi. I feel because it's like star-studded midfield, right? Every time everyone is arguing who is better, Rice or Caicedo, and so it's going to come down to the midfield, and I think it's going to be very low scoring. It's not going to be like 2-0, 3-0,
KG, it feels like
3.
a KG game,
Yeah,
yeah. It feels like it.
it's going to be KG. So I hope we can nick it. If we can't nick it, take the point and go back home. It's fine. It's really fine. So I just hope we don't lose lah, because then it will really invite Chelsea back into the race. But if we do win, then I think very, very, very healthy position to be in.
What's
Yeah.
your prediction then? Scoreline.
I have to back my team lah. I mean, if I don't back my team now, then when
Yeah.
will I? So yeah, when will I back my team? Like they have earned it. I'm going to go Arsenal to win 2-0.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 1-0, and then after that we're going to get something. I'm going to go 2-0. A bit ambitious,
Yeah.
but 2-0.
Nitin?
I think this is the game where you might feel Gabriel not being there. I feel Chelsea pose a much bigger threat than Spurs. And this might be the game where not Arsenal season declines or anything. No, Chelsea just beat Barcelona 3-0 as well. They'll be coming in on a high. They'll be feeling like they can get a win. And I think I will go with that. I think I'll go with a 2-1 win to Chelsea. I think they're just on a on a high right now, and I think Arsenal without Gabriel might be felt in this game in particular.
And we agree, highly possible. It's a
yeah.
flip.
For me, I think it's going to be a 2-1 Arsenal. I think they're going to
Right.
nick it last minute. That's what I feel. Okay, moving on, guys, to the next game. I think Mithiran was more excited for this segment than the than the Arsenal segment. Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 3. Take it away.
You go for it, mate.
Okay, for me, alright, so Maddie's in Japan now. Alright, so he's not here, so I will have to address and ask the questions. But in all seriousness, Liverpool against Nottingham Forest it was poor. It was really poor from Liverpool, no, from start to end. It looked like I mean I don't know, boys. Do you all think he has already lost the dressing room?
I
It's
don't think so. I don't think so. Considering how the game was before Forest scored, I feel after Forest scored, you kind of saw Liverpool get shaky. But before that, they were dominant. They could have scored 2-3 times themselves before Forest scored. I think once the Forest goal went in, then you
Okay,
saw the
Cabral already.
cheaters.
But then,
Yeah,
like it was a game, right? The goal got disallowed for offside. The
no
the
handball. It was
handball, Ego
yeah,
Jesus one.
you guys. It was a
that one,
ridiculous
That's a
decision.
nonsense. That's
I
a
tell you, this
nonsense. Yeah,
weekend, some of the calls are really
horrible.
jalat.
Yeah,
It's
the
really,
Brentford
really
penalty
jalat.
is
Yeah,
really bad. Yeah,
but like the Liverpool game, yeah, man. Like after the first goal went in, right? I don't know why happened. Like the Jesus one was not a handball. How is that a handball? Remember the VAR
I
check,
got
right?
no idea.
After VAR check, they say handball. I'm like, huh, what's going on, sir? Like to me,
I
it makes
think what
zero
they
sense.
said was there isn't enough conclusive evidence to go against the referee's decision because the referee had ruled it out for a handball already.
Correct.
So VAR felt they didn't have enough evidence to overturn that. But you had all the evidence. I mean,
What are you
there's
talking
nothing
about?
against Liverpool. You get all the camera
Yeah,
angles.
correct.
I thought it was a fair goal, man, and I mean, it didn't affect the result in any way, thankfully, because Forest still did get what they deserved. But yeah, a lot of strange decisions in the Premier League this weekend from referees, man. It's getting worse.
One of my good friend was there. He went to Enfield. He's a huge Liverpool fan. He's been supporting for so many years. So I kind of felt so bad because, like, of all games,
Wah,
they
rabak.
didn't even score a goal, and one of their biggest defeats. So after the game, the next day we talked about it, and then he was telling me that actually the stadium emptied out around the 75th, 80th minute. So I think Liverpool are in quite a lot of trouble. It's quite deep, and I don't think they'll be able to salvage it this season. I personally don't think. I think this season their target should be top 4,
Yeah.
top 5, bring in the European football money, the Champions League money, and then go again next season. But guys, at what point do we say enough is enough? Let's sack him. At what point? Because I understand he has enough credit in the bank because of the Premier League title, right?
Yeah.
More than enough. I mean, my manager hasn't even done that, and we've given him 6 years. So I understand that, but I'm not sure from neutral perspective. I think, what do you all think? How long can this go on for?
I think like for myself, bro, like I was talking to I had a conversation with my brother the other day, and I also met this other Liverpool fan yesterday. So I wanted to know from their perspective, like why is it? Right? I know for Maddie, like if Slot really loses his next 4-5 games, I think Maddie is like whatever, get him out. Because it's not working out. Correct? But as you said, like he has enough credit in the bank. But however, my friend, the Liverpool fan, the other ones, they said that they he will probably keep his job until end of the season. They will have to keep him because you see next season a lot of things change. Like Salah is gone, and eventually they will figure out how to play because okay, like for example, like players like Gakpo, okay, Isak, the focal has to be Isak and Wirtz, in the team. No longer Salah and because it has to change because now they are your star players. The only reason why Isak was doing so well in Newcastle was because of the service he was getting from the left and the right, correct? Anthony Gordon and the Murphy or whoever is playing. And that means you have to get rid of players like Gakpo. Not get rid, like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to get in players who are a bit more, and Salah's, the likes of them, because now you cannot have, like, inward they call it the inside forwards, right? What you need are wingers who are gonna do the cross the ball in and deliver you stuff. So come next year or in January, right? If they make those slight changes, but I don't think it's gonna be this season. Probably there are changes next season, as you said. If they actually can get top 4, I think it's a good thing already, because I think they lost 6 in 7.
I think they lost 6 in 7. Yeah, you're right. They lost 6 in
6
7.
in 7 is crazy. And to think, right, United and Liverpool now same points.
This is the reason why I tell people, and I always say that, Nitin also I think pointed out that XG is such a good indicator, and it's a very good matrix that you can look at, because the first 5 games when they won all 5, they actually scraped past
Yeah,
it,
they did.
and yeah, so it eventually it catches up with you. Cup games different, but in the league, over a 38 game season, right, usually it catches up with you. So there was a Liverpool fan who told me actually the last time he remembered Liverpool playing well was the day they carried the Premier League title against Spurs at Anfield. That was the last they actually played well. So it's been a long time, but I think he has to try to fix it up, lah, because it's kind of an expensive mess if he just walks out of it now. And I think there's a lot of areas that need sharpening as well, lah. That's my take.
But I think
Yeah.
Liverpool as a club, I think they would not chop and change as much as like us, like Spurs and United, right? They are traditional, they would actually give the manager time and space, and that's something I respect. Even the fans also, even whatever is going on, right? They will actually give them time and space, as compared to like Chelsea's the Uniteds of recent, and even Spurs, right?
Yeah, I think with Liverpool also, you can see what they're trying to do. There is a philosophy of how they want to play. You can see that being carried out. So they're not in. I would still think that Spurs is in a much worse situation as compared to United and Liverpool. Because at least with United, after the Liverpool win, especially in the last few games, you can see what they're trying to do. You can see how they're going about it. But with Spurs, you still have no idea how we're supposed to play under Thomas Frank. So that's a bit of a question mark. I'd give Slot time. He won the league last year. I think a lot or not much is being made of Jota's death and how it may have affected the team. I think that really has. I think you can see it quite apparently now how much of an effect that it's taken on the players. They're missing his goals. They're missing his. He's such a clever player in the box, right? Yeah, I think all those factors have got to come into play when you talk about sacking Slot. Getting 2 new $100 million players, it's never going to be easy to balance that all out in a season. So, like Miff said, I think finishing in the top 4 would be a good season for Liverpool this year. And I think they should stick with Slot. Even if they were to let go of Slot, who can they get right now who's able to play the kind of football that they want? I think they may have a slight eye on Xabi Alonso's situation
Alonso,
at
right?
Madrid.
Yeah.
At Madrid. I think because he got the best out of Words as well, and they've got Frimpong there as well. So there's a lot of
all these
the
players
Leverkusen things. So I think they might keep an eye on the Xavi Alonso situation in Madrid. And if he does become available for whatever reason, Liverpool might make a move. But if not for that, I think they'll give Slot as much time as he needs.
Like my brother was mentioning this, right, bro? And I found it very interesting. He said the whole league is kind of going towards the physical side, correct? All the signings that Liverpool made are the exact opposite of how the league is going towards. So it's like a mismatch in it. But that being said, they are quality players. Quality players. And the moment you get it right, I'm telling you, it's going to be a problem. As I mentioned, when you make Words and Isak the focal point of your team, the whole dynamic, everything changes. But you have to obviously, get the proper signings here and there. The Liverpool's next game, they are playing, let me check.
Liverpool at West Ham away.
West Ham home, right? Yeah.
We are playing at West Ham home.
All his rivals, everything. Solid, bro. I respect it, man. I respect it.
Respect the answer, bro. Respect the answer.
Bro, long time never win the title.
Yeah,
so
bro. I know. I get it, man. Trust me, I get it.
So, what's your thoughts, boys? What's going to happen? A shocker. Do you think a shocker is it?
I think Liverpool get the win. I think I saw the Bournemouth and West Ham highlights. man, West Ham have such a leaky team, such a leaky defense. Bournemouth could have easily won the game despite being 2-0 down. And I think if West Ham don't shape up, it's going to be an easy win for Liverpool. I think maybe a 3-1 win for Liverpool. That's my guess.
Wow. Okay. Mithiran?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go 3-0 Liverpool. I second whatever Nitin is saying. I think Liverpool not good. I mean, we've spoken about that. They've not been really up to what the high standards, right?
Mm.
But the other side of the coin is that West Ham are just atrocious at the London Stadium, like the way they play and everything. And it's a very far cry because when we grew up, West Ham at Upton Park used to be a force. Fans close to the state, to the players, and whole place will be roaring. But this one just feels like
Green Street
like a
Hooligans.
yeah, exactly, bro. So it's quite sad, and they don't strike any fear in me at home at London Stadium. They really don't.
Hmm.
So I think Liverpool will have a good day. They will probably convert those chances that they're supposed to convert against Forrest before Forrest scored. This time around, they'll get it in, and I think they'll get a win quite easily, lah.
Yeah, I'll go with a 3-1 as well. I think they're going to concede first, like a Paqueta screamer or something. Then they will come back 3. Forest's next game is Brighton. Wow, tough game.
Where is it? At
Yeah,
Forest or
At
Forest.
Brighton?
Forest. They're playing the Forest home.
Okay. It's a tough one. I'm gonna go for a draw, lah.
I'm going to go 2-2
Maybe a
lah.
one.
I'm going
1-1.
to myself.
Oh yeah, and another thing, guys, I thought I want to give a shout out to Sean Dyche also because he has kind of changed things around for them. They
Yeah.
were in a very sticky position after Ange. So yeah, shout out Sean Dyche. But I think this one will be a draw, lah.
I think because Forest are in the Europa League, I think I'm going to go with a Brighton sneaky victory 2-1. I think this Yakuba Minte and Welbeck combo is quite it's working out
little
quite
lah.
well for them.
Hey, can I also talk about Elliot Anderson, bro? That guy,
Wow.
my
solid
goodness,
player,
bro.
man.
He goes to Anfield and bosses the midfield, with against Gravenberch, McAllister, the whole lot, And I really, really, really want him at United, man. I think I would really be okay if we spend $1 million lah.
He gives me
100 million.
Rice vibes at West Ham, man, to be honest. He does give
Yeah,
me those
baby
vibes.
rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he might be a $100 million player. Yeah.
All right, guys. The next game we're gonna cover is Newcastle versus City. Newcastle 2, Man City 1. It was a good day, for me.
Yeah, for you lah. Not
For
for
me,
me. I need these guys to compete with Arsenal, man. What are they doing?
It was a very, very good day for me, but obviously United had to come and spoil the show lah.
Cannot be too happy, bro. That's life sometimes. The loss
Singapore
of
win.
nature. Singapore win means your team will lose. Only Mithiran get to
Bangladesh
celebrate.
win. Right? Bangladesh won, India 1-0, I think. And then obviously United had to lose and spoil my whole damn week. Yeah. So what do you think happened in the game, man?
I watched this one. I think Newcastle did what they are famous for doing, what has been working for them, where they disrupt the opponents. They made everything into a duel. And with their midfield three, you got Joe Linton, Bruno Guimaraes, and Sandro Tonali. Right?
That guy.
They're dirty lah, but they when they make games like this where it's a duel, right? These guys are the best in the business at it. I think. Yeah, so they made it competitive. City handled it okay. They didn't create as many chances as you would normally see them do. I thought Newcastle looked a lot more threatening. Newcastle, in truth, they probably deserved to win the game. Haaland had a good early chance early on. Doku played him through. My dream FPL combo, I had Doku and Haaland. And then the fella, I don't know what he did it's like the second or third minute. It was a pretty easy chance. My keeper was okay. He could have just curled it around, but he mishit it. And then from then on, I think that gave Newcastle a bit of a wake up call that if they don't wake up, they're gonna get hammered. And they did that accordingly. Their goals were great. I thought Harvey Barnes was outstanding. Even City's goal was like a corner, and then they it's a scrappy goal. So they didn't really break through the Newcastle defense.
Diaz, right? It was Diaz.
Yeah, Ruben Diaz.
Yeah.
So overall, I thought Newcastle were great. I think the problem with this Newcastle style is it's a bit like Bournemouth style, where it's a bit too much, where the players can't do it twice a week.
week in, week out,
So
right?
yeah, so you'll see unless you get a proper rotation going, and their rotation isn't great to be honest. Newcastle's they're okay in the substitute department, but it's nothing to shout out or anything of that nature. So I think this is what you'll see with Newcastle. You see them step up in the bigger games, get results there, then maybe fall off against the smaller teams because it's just not, in my opinion, it's not a sustainable style of football throughout the season unless you've got a squad like City's, Liverpool's, or Arsenal's.
But even then, bro, like you think about it, like suddenly Newcastle, like they are on like 3 points away from relegation before this game, right? And then they go and beat the title challengers City, right? Just close to show how close this league actually is.
This
And
league
who
is
wakes up one, it's crazy lah to me.
It's insane. And I hope it continues this way because the Premier League is one of the few leagues in the world where TV rights are equally shared among all 20 teams. Whereas you see in La Liga and Serie A, it's very disproportionate, which is why you see the quality of the leagues there. Nobody wants to see a Celta Vigo versus Elche simply because those teams have poor quality. Whereas in the Premier League, every team gets that 100 million, or I don't know what's the amount now, probably it's more, but yeah, I hope the league continues in this stride. Although it makes teams like Spurs and Manchester United look bad, a competitive league is always healthy.
Yeah. But like I feel like, this Harvey Barnes, right, this season he's really stepped up lah. Like Anthony Gordon is injured now also, right?
Yeah, Anthony Gordon's out.
Gordon's
currently.
injured. And I
For
think they
me,
miss him a lot.
They do. For me, Barnes is a better player, man. Overall, I know
Barnes,
Gordon's a tricky winger.
it's a bit more direct lah. It's a bit more direct kind of.
The question with someone like Gordon is always the output. Will he hit those numbers? And I think that's not really an issue with Barnes. If you look at his goals to game ratio and all that, he's a pretty useful player to have. He's got a great right foot coming off the left. He can bend things in roof of the net or bottom corner. He's a really good finisher, really good option for Newcastle to have.
Composed also, bro.
Yeah, I remember when Spurs signed Madison, there was also talks that we do a double deal for Barnes, but it's something that never came through. Yeah, but always rated him. Always think he's a good goal threat, and he showed against City. I think he had a couple of chances. He missed some sitters also on the day, not sitters lah, but pretty easy chances. But yeah, end of the day, he put the ball into the back of the net when he mattered. Newcastle got the win. Yeah, he's rightfully praised. He's been great.
But I feel like this midfield of Newcastle got into the heads of the City players damn badly.
As they do
Like,
always, bro.
they got them good, I felt like they completely broke their rhythm, like getting into their heads. Even Pep lost it, head loss at the end of the game.
Yeah, that one also the cameraman, sometimes
of course, they
they
like
also
to choke
too
lah.
much lah. They chocho, they come inside your face all. But it's not nice to see managers do stuff like that because the cameraman is being directed by a director somewhere far away.
Correct.
That's what he's being asked to do. And I think if it was another manager, I think they may have gotten a bit more shit than I think Guardiola gets away with a lot, in my opinion.
I think
He's well
City
loved and
players
well
also.
respected lah.
Yeah, I mean, even like City players, like they get away with a lot of stuff. Like, you're talking about just now you said about sitters, right? When Foden passed the ball to SA, he's putting him on a plate for SA. What are you talking about, sir?
What
Like, I feel
plate
like
lah?
City, what plate they talking about? Hot plate lah, bro. Like these fellas, right? Somehow they receive a lot of mercy from the media. I don't know, man. City players in general, I feel not being just because I'm a United fan, that's why I feel that way. But actually, this is the truth.
If you're on
They
that
actually get a
topic,
lot
bro,
of
you're
praise.
right, man. You're absolutely right. Think about how bad Foden has been for the last 1.5 years, bro. Foden has not been good for a long time. And still, he gets that credit where he's like a world-class player. I feel like, if he wasn't English and maybe if he wasn't white, I feel like the narrative might be a bit different there.
Oh, yeah, I also feel so, man. And Pep being like, I would say that last decade is the best manager in over like the last decade or so, lah. Yeah, but he also gets don't get as scrutinized as normal people do.
Yeah, I feel he's got a lot of leeway, which
But I
he
still
kind of deserves.
Deserves lah, right?
Yeah.
Like he also has come a long way. He just got his 1,000 game, of which like majority was in Man City, right? insane coach. But I feel this actually dented the title charge for City a bit.
For
Put
sure.
a bit
I
least pressure on Arsenal now. Like they got a bit more breathing space and all right. But knowing City, we know what's gonna happen in January. They're gonna go and win like 15 games in a row. And that would be of course
and
big
they're gonna
problem.
spend if they need to. You know that's gonna happen. I think maybe in this game, just to highlight one thing, I thought maybe in this game it showed Nunes is not a natural right back.
Yeah.
It's something they may have to look at, because you've replaced Kyle Walker with Nunes, and I think it's a strange one in my opinion. It's a position they may have to look at in January.
Bring
I
in
think going
Coyote.
forward, yeah, I think maybe bro, you never know. City might
You
start doing
never
the
know.
long throws also. Yeah, you
Yeah.
really never know. But yeah, I think just overall on the game, Newcastle did what Newcastle are good at doing. They made everything into a duel. They won most of their duels. They won the game, and City just couldn't handle it.
St. James can be a cauldron if
Oh,
you
it
utilize
is
it well, man.
for sure.
It's a crazy place to be at, lah. But yeah, it was a good game overall. City's next game would be they are playing. Hold up, City are playing. Oh,
Let me also check. City are playing Leeds United at City.
okay lah. Triple captain Haaland lah.
So probably high chance I'm gonna do that. We got the chips toy set this year.
I
Yeah.
ran out already. I already used. That's okay.
I think I might have to do that.
What's the prediction?
I'll go with cause considering City just lost to Leverkusen also today, so that's
Yeah.
2 losses back to back. I think they will want to get things back on the road, and I think it will be a 4-0, 5-0. I'll go 4-0 to City on the day
Yeah,
against Leeds.
I'm gonna go 4-5 lah. I think I'll
Yeah.
okay lah. Since you say 4, I'll go 5 lah. Let's see. Newcastle's next game would be against
Oh, they got a tough
Newcastle
one also.
play.
Everton away.
Oh wow, Everton away, ah.
It's a
Please, I don't
tough
talk about
game,
Everton.
bro.
I kena PTSD by
It's a
Everton
tough
lah.
game, bro. So Newcastle against Everton away. Newcastle also just lost to Marseille this morning. Kena Obama yang double. The fella's back.
Obama who?
Obama who? Obama what? But yeah lah, they kena. So tough away game in midweek, and then going to a tough away game at the end of the week or so.
Yeah, they gonna kena
I
lah.
I think also they're gonna kena. I think this is the kind of game where Newcastle might lose the duels because Everton are also a side that enjoys
Yeah,
this aspect of the game. And I'm gonna go with a close Everton win. I'm gonna go 1-0 Everton, man. Close one.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Everton lah.
Nice.
See Newcastle scoring a goal, but then I think they gonna kena.
Nice, bro.
I think it's gonna be a Jack Grealish show lah. I think.
I hope so. I really love him as a player.
Talking
And
about
then-
Everton, huh?
Yeah,
Talking
yeah.
about Everton, the
can lead
next
on.
game, the next game. My goodness, the next game, United 0, Everton 1 at Old Trafford.
I will let you
No, they go first. Go first. I'm head loss. I haven't recovered.
Okay, so I think on last week's episode I did predict an upset here. I did predict Everton
you did.
and
You're the
it's
only
happened,
one, bro.
but it's not happened the way I thought it would. I thought Everton would have 10 men and everything, but to have that whole slapping incident with Elisa Guy and Keane in the 13th minute of the game, meaning United had like 80 plus minutes considering at the time to deal with that situation and to hammer 10 men. I thought it was a very poor performance from United. Everton the goal from Everton, Dewsbury Hall was a magnificent finish, came out of the blue, and I believe it's their only shot that they had throughout the game, if I'm not wrong.
The only shot they had.
So they made it count, and then they just, like how most teams will do with 10 men, you just park the bus and hope for your keeper to have an outstanding performance. That's exactly what Pickford did. But yeah, United showed again maybe that they don't have the kind of strength in depth that they are used to. I think Sesko not being available, then they had to put Xerxes up top. You had Abuemo and Diallo playing the 10s, I believe. Yeah, maybe didn't work out as well as when the other players are fit, when your Cunhas and Sesko's around and your Mounts. I think Mount came on at halftime, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mount
one
came
game
on
on
at
after.
halftime and Diallo went back to that right wing back position. Yeah, just I think it's the same old United that we're talking about, where it's inconsistent performances. I know they created a lot of chances. I know they missed a lot. I know Pickford had a great game. But still, with that amount of time against 10 men, it's at home as well. It's a must win, considering, again, just to bring this up, you don't have a European game in midweek. Everybody is fresh, everybody is fit, everybody is available. Just got to be doing better at home, lah, I feel, especially against 10 men. When the opponent gives you an own goal like that, you've got to take advantage.
100%. I 100% agree with you. Like, you don't. They look like they played like 3 Champions League game in a like Monday they play, Tuesday they play, Wednesday they play, that kind. Like, what the hell, bro? Like, serious or not, dude? So when the address gay thing happened, right? Honestly, to me, it's not red card because you are
I
fighting
also
your
don't
team.
think so. Yeah.
You are
I
fighting
mean,
your own team. But okay,
I've
I mean,
seen I've seen the Kieran Dyer and the Lee
yeah,
Boyer ones, that one all raba.
that
I
one
feel
is
like
the,
this was just like
get it. It's
it
just
could
a
have been brushed
scuffle,
off.
you
It
know?
could have been brushed off, I feel.
Why are you giving me a red card? Like, it doesn't make, to me, it don't make sense. Like, you spoil the game completely, but not apparently not lah, right? Like, you start them off, they can still win
Actually, there
United.
was the technical masterstroke from
They
Moyes.
take a master. Actually, yeah, it was instructed by David Boyles. You
Yeah.
go and pick a fight, get into the head. But it's damn
Yeah,
stupid. But to me, 100% not red card. I was telling all my friends also. I think it's very unfair. And do you know the other reason why I hope that United were not 10 men down, because we were not playing versus a 10 men, is because even if you were to win the game, people will say, hey, just because 10 men, then you all win the game. So I don't really like that kind of thing. But going back to the game, right? Everton, from the first minute, right? I tell you, I was like, what is this team, lah? Dude, the way they were pressing us in the midfield, like they know that our midfielders are slow. If you press them fast enough, high enough, actually they
a
were
lot.
not really at the low block initially, right? They were in the
Yep.
mid block, but they were pressing up very high. They know that our midfielders will die. Like Bruno and Casemiro, like no shit on them, but they are no longer at their peak in terms of their athleticism and all that, right? So obviously, once you close them down, there goes your midfield. And then we cannot pass the ball out. And we are playing this stupid pass at the back, left, right, left, right, left, right, the things I hate the most. And I feel that this game we have really missed Cunha and Sesko on top. And all the United fans, you guys were criticizing Sesko for not scoring against Spurs and all these kind of things just because he had a bad game. You see how much he changes the team, like him being on the pitch and Cunha being on the pitch. Actually, the team that was fielded against Everton, right, essentially was a team from last year minus Mbeumo. And
Right.
that is why we performed the way we did. It's the same players, like only one change. Nothing, what's going to change? Joshua Zirkzee hasn't played, like, I think right before this game, he only had like 45 minutes or something for the whole season. Okay? Obviously, he's rusty. And I don't blame him for it. He did try to score, had 2-3 headers. But here's my criticism, if I'm being very, very critical, which I should be, right? Because you are playing against Everton, 10 men at home, and you have no answer. How can you not have an answer to? Okay, we started off with 5 defenders. Okay? Instead of starting like Mazraoui, why not put Ahmad there? Because we are facing Mikalenko, no? He's one of the worst left back in the league, If you were to overlook the right side, which is their left side, with like how, Mbeumo and Ahmad. So basically, second half, why we played better a bit is because Ahmad went back to the right wing back and Mbeumo was there. So, they have a very good connection now, right? Why not we start that? So initially, that was my thought. Okay, I think Mount's going to play the 10 because now you try to play Ahmad on the left cam. If you notice that it wasn't really that effective. I mean, he had his off dribbles here and there, but Dogu did nothing at all, right? The first goal, actually, the goal also, Bruno missed, not say missed, like he lost the physical battle against Rosemary Hall. And then Lenny Oro made that weak ass tackle. And then, it was a good finish. I feel could have been saved, but it's okay. I mean, it was a brilliant goal. Let's not take anything away from that. And then we go into 10 men. When you're playing against 10 men, you know it's going to be a low block, especially after one goal. Take out a defender, put in an attacker, and just that is my criticism of Amorim lah, because you are not like reacting to the situation properly. Like I feel that there's no plan B. You know,
Fair enough, man. That
it's
actually
always plan
makes
A.
a lot of sense. Yeah.
It's always plan A, and if plan A doesn't work, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
That to me is not good lah. And I'm always Amorim in still, obviously. I mean, I'm not the kind of fan to go Amorim out, Amorim out. I know a lot of people who are actually now Amorim out. Actually, they have been Amorim out all this while. And after this performance, at home, where we expected like, hey, let's go to fourth position, fifth position, 3 weeks in a row, this happens. But it just goes to show like similar to Spurs as well. The scar tissues, these players, the same bunch of players will produce the same results. It is what it is, and you cannot do anything about it. So I 100% like whenever you talk about Spurs, right? Well, I'm glad you do, because not a lot of people understand that these bunch of players finished 17 and 16 last season.
Yeah. They need to
Okay?
realize that, that old habits die hard, man.
All habits die hard. And granted, we have like 26 shots, whatever, but we shouldn't be the place where playing Everton at home and in that situation in the first place lah. And Ruben has to adapt certain things, like for example, like take out an extra defender, put in an attacker. But that being said, we were very thin.
Yeah, I just looking at the bench
Very
actually.
thin. Shea
And-
Lacey, the only player we could have possibly thrown in was Shea Lacey, but
Yeah.
he's a Carrington graduate. Imagine putting him in a place like that. I don't know. I mean, I would lah. Like I would, because
Actually,
like
I also would. No, we've seen
I
it
would.
with a lot of times with United also.
Like you
where
see,
got
Rashford when he came up, Rashford when he came on,
your Makedas also, although he didn't go on to have a
Correct.
great career. You
Correct.
never know with these young kids who are on form. Especially with
Why lah? What's
strikers.
there to lose? What's there to lose? Just give it a try.
I
Give it a shot.
agree. Actually, I totally agree.
I really sincerely hope like United fans, like you guys can see the effect of Sesko. Mine, okay, like he scored 1 goal, 2 assists and whatever, but the way he plays the game is completely different from any of the strikers we have or had. Like Højlund is a very different player. Zirkzee is a very different player. So the only reason why they know that they can push us all the way from the back, press like that, right, is because they know that we don't have the outlet like the Sesko provides, like the headers and all these kind of things to like get behind the line. So Mbuemo also actually, I was hoping he actually plays behind the defender, but he kept keeping to drop off and stuff. And we were playing passing, right? It's like I was talking to Mithiran, these fellas like work from home the whole season, the whole week. The whole week they're working from home means they passing to themselves against the wall. What the hell kind of passing was it, sir? I've never seen passing this bad. No, it's like legit, like they never played with each other before, like stranger soccer like that. These fellas they playing. So I was like, and I'm not going to take anything away from Everton. They had a very, very good game. In fact, even with 10 men, they scored with the 10 men actually. When they were down, they scored.
Yeah,
Secondly, they pressed us, obviously sit back. Jack Grealish being the first line of defense against Ahmad, took the ball off him, going into his head. And yeah, it was masterclass from them, and worrying signs for United because everything was going quite okay. 5 games, 3 wins, 2 draws. But now it becomes the last 3 games becomes 2 draw, 1 loss. The way you look at things changes very fast. But and as I was talking to you just now, I will not make any comments up until mid-January, because I feel that's where we can get a good gauge of where the team is. And if United is serious about being top 4, right, they really need to invest in the midfield now in January.
They have to lah. Just looking at the United bench also the day, it was full of like either defensive midfielders or defenders in general. So like the squad depth also, is there a few players missing at the moment besides Sesko and Gunya?
No.
No, right. That means the squad depth
Don't
really
have.
not good enough.
Don't have, bro.
It
Like
has to
Kobe,
improve.
even like Kobe, right? Like, yeah, I mean, I feel bad for him. He's not getting game time and all that. But every time he comes on, right, he's not in doing much also. But also because like maybe he hasn't gotten enough game time, whatever. Josh, I feel he had his time. I think last game was the one that he could have made a difference. And I think with this new hierarchy that we have, they are very, very stubborn. Not stubborn, I mean, very decisive. Like Omar Barada back in City, right? A player doesn't have they give 2 seasons. The second season, if it's a fuck all situation, goodbye. So I feel this season we'll get rid of players like Ugarte, we'll get rid of players like Zirkzee. And I pity it because Zirkzee, actually, I like him. He's a baller.
I also like him. I think he's got some potential, especially in the Premier League, because he's strong. He can hold the ball up, stuff like that. But he doesn't do it often enough, or have good games often enough, I feel.
Correct. I honestly feel like he could do very well in like an Arsenal. Like the false nine. I think. I mean,
Yeah.
he's that mold of player who could do very well. Like for Spurs, for us, cannot because we play very, very different football, right? I think that's not. But that being said, next United's next game is we're playing Palace at Palace. It's gonna be a tough place. I always say Selhurst Park is one of my most hated place to go.
I see.
These guys are crazy. What's the prediction for you, bro?
The good part is they will be coming off a Europa League game, so they may not be as fresh, and their squad depth also is not anything to shout about. I actually think United get a draw here. I think it'd be a 2-2 game.
2-2.
That's my guess. Yeah.
Okay lah, I have to back these idiots lah. I think it's gonna be a 2-1 lah. United, hopefully. Have to back lah. Have to win, bro. All our away games are draw or loss.
With United, my whole thing is the whole formation thing is the two midfielders. I still think Casemiro and Bruno is not a balanced midfield, in my opinion.
It's never balanced.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right.
That's such a key thing for me. Just like with Spurs, our two center midfielders. At least with you guys, Bruno can pass, Casemiro can defend. You've got that kind of balance. But with Spurs, we've just got two destroyers who are unable to carry progress the ball. So I think United really need to look at that center midfield, especially if Amrim is gonna stick to this current formation that he's playing. Central midfield is a big priority for you guys.
100%, man. I agree with you lah. So I think we will just cover a few more games, and I think after that, you have any honorable mentions, Nitin, for this week?
For this week, honorable mentions can be what, player or team?
No, as in like a team. You guys okay? Chelsea won 2-0. Burnley, nothing new, nothing to be surprised. Nothing surprised. Then we had Bournemouth, West Ham. That was a decent game, honestly. They were 2-0 down, right?
Yeah, they came back. Fought back.
Yeah.
They should never have been 2-0 down. It was two like scrappy goals also from West Ham.
Jamie goals from West Ham. Huh? Fulham won Sunderland. Wow, Sunderland lost, huh?
Yeah, that was quite shocking. I didn't think they would lose. But I mean, Fulham at home is always tricky also. Craven Cottage, such a small, intimate ground. Can get pretty tricky up there. So it got tricky for Sunderland that day. Honorable mentions for this week, I guess Newcastle get an honorable mention. We covered the game already. Considering the task they had, the form they're in, for them to bounce back against the reigning champions is always a positive thing.
Then I think we can move on to our next segment. Usually we have this segment whereby we talk about who's your team of the week. And we talk about the goal of the week and our favorite section, the Ballon d'Or, where we mention horrific referees, a horrible decision by the refs, or like a horrible team, or like a stinker from a player. So Nitin, who's your team of the week this week?
My team of the week this week, as much as it hurts me to say, it's got to be Arsenal for their dominant performance against us in the North London's Massacre. I won't call it the derby this week because it was not a derby. It was not close. It was not well fought. But yeah, I'll give it up for Arsenal this week. Eze, man, what a player, bro. I always think when I wanted him at Spurs, whenever I watch Eze play, he always gave me Ronaldinho vibes, bro. I know it's a bit of a stretch.
No,
but the guy is amazing at jinking past players, and then he can deceptively. He's got a lot of power in his shooting as well. If you notice, a lot of his goals, the balls go in before the keeper has even had a chance to go down.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's actually such a talented player, lah.
The backlink from his shots also very it's like pumps, the snaps.
Yeah, superb, lah. Left leg, right leg, everything also can. He should be talked about more in the international stage, and he should be getting more game time with England as well, I feel. But yeah, my team of the week is Arsenal. What's your team of the week?
My team of the week would be Everton, man. I feel they came to Old Trafford with a game plan, And whatever they did there was good lah. But to my demise, obviously, I had a shit Tuesday for myself because of Everton lah. But yeah, man. To me, I think they are my team of the week lah. The next up would be goal of the week
Oh,
for me.
goal of the week,
Richarlison, bro.
Yeah,
Richarlison.
bro. It has to be,
Richarlison goal of the
man.
week, bro.
What a fucking goal that was. What the hell? I was so shocked when it went in. I was like, yeah, just see what I saw. Because firstly, as Arsenal conceding, and then Arsenal to concede in that manner for him to. I mean, it wasn't a goal that changed the game or anything of that nature. If anything, it gave Spurs maybe 10 minutes of fight. But yeah, it has to be the goal of the week for me. Super finish. Don't know how he did it. I don't think he'd be able to replicate it even if he tried. He was literally the pace, the trajectory, everything was perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to do it in a World Cup lah. Richarlison will, somehow turn up at World Cup for Brazil and do this kind of nonsense.
Yeah,
I
he's
can
got
see it happening lah,
Ancelotti.
bro.
So Ancelotti is had him at Everton. So I think Ancelotti is a big fan of him. I think he'll go to the World Cup. Whether he starts, I don't know, because he got Igor Thiago banging on the door
Yeah,
as well. He's banging in
correct.
goals. Although he missed a penalty for me that day, screwed up my FPL. But yeah, goal of the week for me, Richarlison.
Same. Bro, actually, right, I forgot to mention this just now. You know the City game, right?
Mm.
Do you think it was a pen on Foden? The Newcastle guy, the
No,
centre
I
back.
don't.
Molding. Do you remember?
I don't think it was a pen.
Don't think so. I felt it was a pen because
Teo, is it?
like
Malik Teo went in on him, is it?
yeah.
I
I
don't
honestly I
think.
feel there was could have been given a pen lah.
Oh no, it was the Shah tackle lah. Fabian
Shah or
Shah.
Thiago?
I don't know. I think it's the Shah tackle. Teo tackle Haaland, I think.
I felt that was actually a pen, in my opinion, because he got he got the ball, but he also got the man lah. He just like follow through all the way. So in my opinion, there was a pen lah. Ballon d'Or. Actually, no lah. That is not my Ballon d'Or. My Ballon d'Or for me this week, right, is her Idris Ganage getting the red card. The ref sending him off for that. Absolutely no reason to send a player off for scuffling your own team.
That was
Own teammate, which is like a horrible decision.
But I mean,
It's a rubbish decision.
we've seen the president set before. But I felt this wasn't to those levels that we've seen before. I felt like this was more of a slight scuffle between two teammates. And the referee literally is the 13th minute of the game. You are literally
Right.
handicapping the away team at a big club's ground. So yeah, I agree with your decision for Ballon d'Or. Mine would be the Igor Jesus goal, bro. I'm still miffed until today as to how that didn't stand. The referees are getting worse, man. Even the first penalty that Brentford had this weekend, it was so soft.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel they're using VAR in such a wrong way these days. And considering the amount of money that the Premier League has, can't it do better with its referee training and getting things right more often and getting things wrong? I remember the Shah challenge now on Foden. Foden took the shot already, then Shah connected with his leg after that.
Correct.
Could be a pen, but again, if they give it as a pen, then wow, that's gonna be such a it's a change in things again, because we've seen this countless times not being given. But this one he went in a bit hard now on Foden after the shot. But
That's why usually anything to do with City, I will be a bit. But to me, game is a game. Fair. I believe in fair game. I'm not those kind of fan that just because a decision is given against Liverpool or Spurs or Arsenal, I'll celebrate. No, I mean, for me, I believe if it can happen to you, you can have. If it happens to anyone else, it can happen to you also. So, yeah. So with that, we have come to the end of the segment, and the next segment is the FPL section. If you guys didn't know, we actually have an FPL league called the Odd League. I'll attach the league code at the end, at the below of our YouTube video. Anyways, we are only gonna be accepting any new entries for one more month. actually, I think 3rd week of December we're gonna cut it off because we don't want people who know they're gonna win to come in and take the thing. So by the way, the official prize for winning the league is actually a jersey of your choice of your team. So whoever wins, reach out to us. Actually, no need to reach out to us. It's going to be Nitin because going to
no
the
lah, no
league,
lah. Hey, Mithiran,
Nitin is.
Mithiran's 5 points behind me, bro.
Oh yeah
He's
lah.
going for the double
Nitin
this
now is still.
season.
Nitin is still the top with 742 points. Had a stinker of a week, brother. You also,
Had
me
a
also.
bad, and I played a wild card when I had a stinker. Rabak, bro.
You played up. Oh yeah.
I'll build on that stinker some more. I had Eze in my team, and I took him
Oh
out.
no.
I kena, bro, this week. Never mind lah. It
Oh
all worked out for
no.
Arsenal lah this week.
Let it
I'll
all
give it
work
to
out.
them. Yeah, it all worked out for them this week.
2nd place, we have our host Mithiran, who is 5 points behind Nitin now.
Yeah, and
3rd
thankfully
place.
he captained Saka, and Saka didn't do anything in that 4-1
Yeah,
win.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
grateful for that.
I captain Mateta actually. He did
Bro, he missed 2 sitters, you know.
correct, bro. And it would have been that week that pulls me apart because I had this, whatever happens, right? And 3rd place, we have Murali still. The top 3 never changed for the last 4 weeks, I think.
I
Last
think
4 weeks.
Maddie's on
My
the way lah.
goodness,
Maddie's on the way.
Maggie has 69 points this
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
4th place, he went up. Hey, shout out, my boy. 69 points.
I want to take
Wow.
He got Munoz, he got Nico Williams, 13 points. He got Rogers, bro, 15 points. Okay lah, good week for him lah.
Good week. For myself,
for him.
Bruno, though stressed, I am still at 8th position, never changed. 41 points, had quite a bad week. Next up, we had, where is Haikal? 18th place, no change. Well, yeah lah, that's about it lah. So yeah, man, this was... What, any FPL tips or not, Nitin? Come on, man, share some of your good stuff with us, bro.
For this week, I'm considering triple captaining Haaland. For those of you who haven't used your...
I use already lah.
If you haven't used your chips, can consider that this week.
I never used lah.
That's why who really used on?
I never used, you're right.
Nice, bro. So you got that this week.
Sorry. It's time for the 5-0 lah. This is the week, right? Leeds will win like 1-0.
Bro, I'm telling you, it cannot happen. I regret lah, bro. I brought in Soboslai and Doku, and I took out Eze. I'm living with regret. Not that, I mean, I don't know. Actually, to be honest, if Eze was in my team, I don't know how I'd feel. I'd probably feel a bit better. But
Eze,
captain this week, go for Haaland. Has to be a Haaland. Yeah. I've got 2 Liverpool players. I don't know if I want to keep them. Soboslai and Konate. That's going to be a... I really like Sobo. I think he's a very well-balanced player. I actually think he's the player that's closest to KDB in the league. Like a KDB sort of player.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
But why don't you
Captain Haaland this week. That's the only advice I have for you.
Bro, I have three Crystal Palace players lah, bro. We playing United lah.
I got 2, Mateta and Munoz lah.
Jalat, bro.
Mithiran, please continue to captain Saka. That's my advice to Mithiran.
Oh my days. Yeah. With that, we have come to the end of the podcast this week. I think we will be joined by Haikal in 2 weeks' time and Maddie and Haikal in 2 weeks' time lah. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, with that, we are the hot set. I'm Ish.
I'm Nitin.
Check out.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Have a good week.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.